Hey, what's up, guys? If you've been watching my recent videos, you would know that I started a testosterone cycle. And by cycle, it's probably something at my age, 39 years old, approaching 40, that I'm going to continue for the rest of my life, at least on a TRT dose. Now, I started with a TRT dose, which generally speaking is up to 250 milligrams per week. That's what I started at, just to see how I responded. And then I kind of added on 50 milligrams a week from there. So now I'm like at 4 or 5 weeks into it. So I'm up to like pushing 400 a week. And the one thing that was my intention was push it to the point where I started experiencing some negative side effects. And sure enough, I am now. Nothing too crazy. It's just back knee, acne on my back. I've never had that before in my life. Like, okay, you get the odd one, whatever, but there's a pattern that started. Nothing too crazy. And the other thing, which might be in my imagination, but I don't think it is a little sensitivity on the nips, right? Which is gynecomastia potentially. It's not like I'm growing breast tissue or anything too crazy. Like some people who are bodybuilders who do it, they have to get that removed because it's like a growth that happens within, like, underneath the nipple and things. So I just noticed a little sensitivity. So it's like, okay, I'm noticing that negative side effects. So what am I going to do from there? And here's what my what I plan on doing, which is I just ordered some Primobolan. And Primobolan is another anabolic compound, usually stacked with testosterone. You don't just take it by itself. And it's one of the ones that is known for the least side effects, very low estrogenic effects. So squeaking noises, it's just my dog playing with a toy over there. And the one thing that it's also known for, which is all the reasons why I plan on taking it, but the major one is it cuts down on the estrogenic effects. Okay, and that's important, especially when I believe, when you're pushing the dose of testosterone up in kind of a blast cycle, right? If you're just taking nothing but testosterone, you're gonna get those estrogen effects because your body converts testosterone to estrogen. Okay, estradiol. So that's the primary reason why I'm going to add in. I'm thinking starting off with 200 milligrams and then going up to 300 milligrams because I inject every other day, which is 3 times a week. So if I add 100 milligrams every time I inject testosterone, which I inject testosterone now about 125 to 150 a time, add that up throughout the week, 3 times a week, right? Then what it does is, it, from my understanding, I'm not a biochemist or anything like that, but it it minimizes the estrogen effects because for some reason it either cancels it out or it blocks the receptors or it creates the right enzymes that it won't testosterone won't convert as much to estrogen. The other compound that does it, which I was kind of on the fence because I've been doing a lot of research. To be honest, I've been doing a lot of research for the last 3 months since I started taking Anavar. When I started taking Anavar, and now that I've on this testosterone cycle last month, I've just, like, literally every day, at least 2 hours a day, I'm watching videos from anabolic doctors and things online, doing my research and scientific studies, and pretty hardcore. And the other compound that normally people take is Masteron. Masteron was created for breast cancer. Breast cancer was kind of due to estrogen effects, so they mitigate the estrogen in the body, and that was something that was used to treat breast cancer. Now, bodybuilders use that as well to again to take down the estrogen effects. Even though it doesn't have the most anabolic properties, it's something that is usually stacked, and that's something that's very common as well. Although I decided to go with the Primobolan, even though it's more expensive, and that's something that I think would be very beneficial at my kind of blast cycle that I'm doing now. The major concern is that you're getting actually real stuff, real Primobolan, and because a lot of the time I heard that it can be faked. Although you can check out one of my videos I made last week, which is I bought a test kit for the testosterone that is my supply, and it was like 100% good. So if that's 100% good, the likelihood of the Primobolan being good, I think, is high. And at some point, I might buy a test kit for that as well, because I'm planning to run Primobolan for 4 months. Primobolan is one that has very low side effects, so you can run it for a bit longer than other things that might be liver or kidney toxic, or have potential like for estrogen conversion as well, which this one doesn't. The major concern with like one of the DHT compounds such as Primobolan is that you lose your hair. So that's why I'm going to run it at a minimal dose, a little bit lower than the testosterone dose. Sometimes people run it for every 100 milligrams of testosterone, you run 100 milligrams of Primo. I'm going to run it like 100 milligrams and 75, like that kind of ratio. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So that's one of the major things. It's pretty expensive compared to a lot of other compounds. First of all, the testosterone I'm buying is $80 a vial. The Primobolan is 110, but the thing is, it's 100 milligrams per milliliter, and you get 10 milliliters. Testosterone is 250 milligrams per milliliter, and you get 10 milliliters. So you're getting less, and you're spending more on it. But it's one that I think it's highly reputable in the bodybuilding arena of things. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger used it. Just the fact that it builds lean muscle with low side effects, and I believe for the most part, you retain it afterwards. There's other compounds like Dianabol, D-ball, and other ones where you'll bloat the fuck up, right, on it, a lot of water weight and things, and you'd be like, oh, I made all these major gains, and then you go off it, and then you go back down, right? This one, it's not going to bloat you up. It's going to build significant gains over time. It's one of those things. It's like over time, you're not just going to get like quick results, and you're not going to feel like shit. So sometimes, but from what I heard, is people think that it's a lot weaker because you're not getting side effects, and to be honest, it is kind of weaker on the scale of things, on the anabolic scale. Like for example, testosterone's 100, 100, 100 androgenic, 100 anabolic. I believe Primobolan's around like 60-30. Don't quote me on that, but it's a little bit weaker, and there's still the potential for estrogenic effects. It's not like that is totally not there, but again, it's one of those things you stack. It's like on top of testosterone, which is the base. And what also I'm going to add towards the end of the cycle, which will last about 4 months, is a little bit of Anavar, which I got still quite a bit of, and but nothing too crazy. It'll be like maybe even 20 milligrams per day on that, like just that little extra sprinkle on top of the rest of the things I'm doing. To be honest, I'm not looking to make like huge gains, but it's more about my performance in the gym more than anything, and obviously aesthetic factor will be great as well. Before going into started taking testosterone, I was 215 pounds. You know, not crazy body fat. Obviously have a little fat, and I'm 5'10", and I've been an athletic person my whole life. I'm 39 years old, so I'm getting up there, right? And at my age, I think I'm doing pretty well. I work out 5 days a week on average, and recently I've been incorporating CrossFit. My girlfriend got me into CrossFit. She's super into that. She's from Bolivia, and in Bolivia she did CrossFit all the time. She moved to Canada recently, and she got me into going to this CrossFit gym. I take her to at least once a week, and I've been really impressed with the CrossFit, adding that into my routine. First of all, it's doing exercises I don't normally do usually, and it's very I feel pumped like I did tonight, and I feel amazing tonight. I feel like I did a proper workout tonight. But enough of that. Going back to the Primobolan, I believe that this is something that, on top of a TRT, not just TRT, but TRT plus, like it's like you're going into the HRT now, and when you're pushing your TRT doses, you can't just do that by itself. You're going to have negative side effects. Now, obviously, I can't be speaking from experience. I'm not here to tell you guys, like lecture you guys. I'm here to share my experience with you. So this is my philosophy going into it, and it's based on a hard amount of research of people who do this. Like there's other options that I could have done. One being the Masteron, which I mentioned before. Masteron, it's known in the cutting phase, I believe, where it makes it you very hard and less swollen, like water weight. There's other things like equipoise, which equa being like a horse, like it. But I don't want to go there. To be honest, I don't think I'll ever take equipoise. The other option is nandrolone, and nandrolone, the major one being DECA, but there's also NPP, which is the short ester. Short ester being you have to inject it more frequently, and it's in your system quickly. That's something I might take in the future. That's known for bulking, and it's known for building collagen, which, to be honest, I need. I've had a lot of injuries through skateboarding and snowboarding through the years. And the reason why I even started taking anything like this was originally over a year ago. Again, if you've watched my videos, is human growth hormone. That's what I started taking, a therapeutic dose over a year ago. And that was for my joints. So I was kind of on the fence about that as well. Like, should I buy nandrolone and should I do like microdose nandrolone on top of testosterone and things? But from my understanding, it doesn't have when I'm looking at qualities of the different compounds, Primobolan was the one that seems relatively safe. Again, nothing's safe. Any type of drug you're taking, there's risks, but risk versus reward factor, I believe that this is one that I took that calculation and I'm going to try it out. So I bought 2 vials, so 200 milliliters of that, and we'll start with that. And I hope that it will mitigate some of those things I was talking about before, which was the what I believe the estrogenic effects that I'm getting from pushing that testosterone. I haven't pushed it too hard yet. You know, I'm in that super physiological dose. If I was to go a lot more, I might get full-blown gyno, which I don't want. But and I don't want to be covered in back knee. That wouldn't be great either, and potentially other negative side effects as well. So if I could add stack the Primobolan on top of that, and hopefully that mitigates some of those estrogenic effects, conversion to estradiol, then that would be great. And what I plan to do is push that, like I said, a 4-month blast, if you want to put it that way. That's usually what the terminology is when somebody does something like this, and then cruise for anywhere from 2 to 4 months after that. I don't know. We'll see how this goes, and I'll go from there. But what do you guys think? I know some of you guys watching are more probably experienced in this type of thing than I am. I'm not here trying to be an expert on it, but I believe that based on, like I said, my research, that this is a smart decision. And I'm somebody who, just by my background, I've like pretty much 2 science degrees. I have a psychology degree, Bachelor of Science, and another one because I'm a massage therapist. I had to take in Canada, it's pretty hardcore. So I have a general understanding about human physiology and anatomy very well, and I'm able to discern through the research, like what is valid and what is not. So, but you never know, right? It's always a risk, and that's part of the game in life. You got risk versus reward. You gotta kind of jump off the deep end, so to speak, sometimes, and just go for it. You know what I mean? And I really want. I'll just end it here. I'm at this stage in my life, at 39 years old, I really want to see results. I really want the functional results. I'm not just here being pure aesthetic, although aesthetic is always nice, but I have a girlfriend. Like, it's not like I'm trying to impress people. It's about just being the best I can be. And that's what my goal is. All right. What do you guys think about that? Leave in the comments below. Is it a good decision? Is this a good cycle, a good stack? Is there anything else you'd recommend? Anybody has tried nandrolone? Is that something you would recommend? Please leave in the comments below. Peace, guys. Have a good night.